Good day, everyone. Today we're out here in the garden planting our cucumbers, one of our summer favorites. Now, cucumbers love warm soil and plenty of sunshine, so now this is the perfect time to get them in the ground. Now, I'm spacing each plant about 12 inches apart to give them room to grow. So you can plant your seeds directly or transplant our seedlings like we're doing here. All right, so I'm also setting up a trellis. Cucumbers love to climb, and trellises keeps the fruit cleaner and saves space. Now, some tips for cucumbers is to water them consistently because cucumbers hate drying out. Mulch helps retain moisture and keep weeds down, and you want to harvest regularly for a steady supply to encourage more fruit. All right, this is the area we are going to be doing our watermelon this year, inshallah. This is how it looks right now, and then we're going to do some cleaning up and prepare to plant some watermelon. All right, I made this a quick little area. This is in direct sun, about 8 to 10 hours a day. And I made this area. I put the landscaping material down that keeps the weed, like a weed barrier for the watermelon. And now I'm going to make some holes, and I'm going to put some watermelon seedlings inside of here. It's already prepared. We already softened it, put fertilizer and everything in it. So it's time to plant. Go ahead and plant. And we just really put these sticks here, these the landscaping timbers here, to just mark off where the watermelon is. So this is our first row of watermelon seedlings that we planted into the ground. So our aim, inshallah, is to make them, and this is all recycled material, by the way. We never buy really new stuff. We just use something every year. But this will go towards going down the hill a little ways. And I'm going to plant one more row of watermelon across this area. But this is the first row. All right, so inshallah, we're going to be planting our watermelon. This is Alibaba watermelons right here. And these right there, I think are the really large ones over here. But we're going to do our double cut method. We did our double cut method with these, and they did fairly well. And as you can see, they have the true leaves and secondary leaves. And so we are going to put them in the ground. We already hardened them off by putting them outside and letting them get used to the wind and the conditions of this area. And so we're just going to go ahead and pick them apart and put them inside of our watermelon bed, inshallah. All right, so we have planted some of the watermelon. Inshallah, we'll see how they go. This is the end of April, so we should be around near clearing the last frost of zone 7, 7A, or 7B. So this is how they look so far. Now I'm going to water them and let them see if they grow, inshallah. Like I said, they're in direct sun, and watermelons love sun, and you have to give them. Later on, we'll be installing a drip irrigation for the watermelon because generally that's what we like doing. But for now, we just water them because we just put them in the ground and see how they do, inshallah. We are going to be picking one of these carrots out of the raised bed because it's getting pretty big, and you can tell as tall as it's getting right here, it's going to flower. We do not want that. But we're going to look at the bottom and see if we have any carrot growth, which we more than likely do. I'll look through here first. And we do have a big carrot. As you can see, there's a big carrot underneath there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of the top off so it won't go to flower too early, and the carrot can get more nutrients to the actual fruit of the carrot. So let's cut that down. All right, so I have the scissors here, and what I'm going to do with the carrot right here, because as you can see, the stalk of this carrot is pretty thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the very bottom right here, and then I cut it diagonally like that. Simple as that. And here we go. Here's the carrot top. And these are edible and has lots of health benefits, and we're going to be putting it in our meal probably later on today. So, as you can see, now it will not flour. The nutrients will go down to the base of the carrot, and we'll get a bigger carrot, inshallah. Here we have our cilantro. As you can see, the flowers are actually about to bloom on this. So what we're going to do is that we're going to cut this one down as well so it can keep growing, inshallah, in our potted cilantro plot. So what we're going to do is just simply, I don't really go by any method of cutting this. I'll just cut it straight across at the bottom so we can get our cilantro. Alright, so now inshallah that will continue to regrow since I cut it down. So we're about to mow the lawn as well. And this is what the cilantro that I got. Organic cilantro. All right, and so in this big pot, we have our seeded sweet cinnamon basil right here. And we put it into our big pot outside instead of inside a greenhouse in the house. So now, right now, we are going to be planting it's getting kind of big for this pot that we had planted it in. This is sweet marjoram. So we're going to be taking this out and put it in this larger pot so we can get more of it. So let's dig a hole. And I'm over here getting the plant out. So I got it out of our pot that we planted in the seeds in originally. So we're going to be putting it in this hole. I don't really bother the base too much. Put it in here. Just gonna work with one hand. Make sure you pat down the soil so we won't have any air pockets inside of where the roots are. And continue just to put the dirt around the base. And this is what we have so far. Sweet marjoram. And cinnamon basil. We have planted out of our greenhouse in the shed. Planted some blood beets. We just put bull beets so the kids won't laugh at it, but these are blood beets right here. And we planted them along here. And we're going to put some flowers and marigolds and some natural pest control flowers to help counteract bugs. Here we have our beans. They're Blue Lake beans coming in really well along the poles that we have next to it. And right here we have I believe this is purple pepper right here growing. And all along here we have the beans. And right in the middle there, it's coming back, is a sugar cane. So right here our lettuce is coming pretty well, alhamdulillah. We eat a lot of salad, so we have a lot of lettuce planted. And on the other side we have chicory. So they're coming in pretty unison, so alhamdulillah for that. So hopefully as they get bigger and bigger, we pick them apart and they just constantly regrow. Alright, we wanted to show you that we planted our potted dates. They're getting incredibly big in the pot, and we wanted to see how it does in zone 7 in the ground. So what we did is we planted it, heavily mulched it with some natural cypress mulch and some leaves at the bottom. And we buried the trees, and this is how they look. 2 date palm trees. And these trees right here can take a lot of light, but some shade, not too much light. The dates live, of course, they grow in a tropical, wettish environment, so they do like to be moist. So keep your soil moist and moderate, I would say 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day. And this area, we have trees around here, other fruit trees and everything. So the shade comes about, I would say about 4 p.m. and it's very light. So this right here, these would take about, like I said earlier, I'm sorry about the noise, kids are playing in the background, but moderate to, they like moderate light. So they are lovers of the light and moisture. Not too damp, but they have to stay moist. Especially to grow in one of the southern states which we're in. This is day palm.